Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the all-new 2023 GMC Canyon. This is the AT4. It's finished off in solar flare metallic with an MSRP just over $53,000. Now we are going to start off today's review with what powers the all-new Canyon. In some aspects, this also looks like a mini Sierra 2, which is really neat to see. Underneath the hood, this utilizes the 2.7 liter high output 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. That power is primarily sent to the rear wheels. However, this does have the 4-wheel drive system. It weighs in right around 4,300 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds. Top speed is 135. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling now for the AT4, there's also two other trim levels above this, the Denali and the AT4X. So we have the third trim level. Up front, GMC is spelled out with a nicely placed forward-facing camera. Brushed accents surround the entire grille, which has a very square-shaped design to it. However, off of that, we have some cool trim accents surrounding the LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. I like the bodywork that separates the upper and lower housing, but the turn signal and DRL is the entire strip. And it has a thin upper housing that matches very nicely. In the lower section, there's fog lights, red tow hooks, some more of that brush trim, even skid plates up underneath. So you can take this off-roading and have all of that underneath protection. Now we have some great lines that run down the hood, very nice bulges to them. And as far as the approach angle goes, the bumper's cut up, which is fantastic. We took a Canyon off-road and we had a good approach angle because of that. So I really like how GMC has thought about that, gave it a cool design, but it's also functional too. Now for this AT4, this comes with a factory 2-inch lift kit. Again, taking the factory Canyon off-road, it definitely needed a 2-inch lift. So if we took this off the pavement to the same location, this would definitely have no issues. We have a 20-inch set of wheels, two-tone design with a multi-spoke pattern, and then that all-terrain tire. That 2-inch lift also gives this almost 11 inches of ground clearance. Very capable in the stock configuration. There's plastic on the fender flares with the reflectors. AT4 is in that lower section. This even has a camera on the side mirrors, which are finished off in gloss black to give you that 360 view. Sunroof up top, some more black separating the window trim. And we have the quad cab with the shorter bed. Definitely good proportions. I like some of the angular design aspects that this has, especially the top of this front quarter panel, lines in the lower section, and then they come to almost a point at the very top of that fender flare. So it has some good angular design characteristics to it. In back, GMC Canyon is front and center, backup camera up top, LED taillights, body colored rear bumper with all these sensors, and then the bed step, one on each side of course, with that grab handle. So with the tailgate down or with it up, you can easily jump up and down. We have the passenger side exit exhaust, and this can even tow up to 7,700 pounds. So we have a 4-cylinder still capable of the outgoing V6 numbers, even with more torque in this smaller engine. Now looking at the bed, soft opening tailgate design, pretty cool stamped design on the top of that. There's a ruler for measuring any items you may have, and there's even hidden storage space. Open this up, you can place recovery straps, tools, whatever you have for the day. You have a nice place to store them. Now this bed liner, or it's a full spray and bed liner for the bed. There are tie-down hooks, even a 3-prong outlet. Pretty capable, smaller size truck. You can use this as a work truck and have everything in back that you need. Now combined with this exterior solar octane, we have a brown and black interior. You'll notice that on the armrest, stitching too, a little bit of storage space along with the Bose audio. And then that brown works its way to the piping on these seats. Not overdone, so it's a nice subtle touch. Underneath the seat, we have additional storage. You can lock those up into place, and it goes from door to door, of course, to place in items. No storage behind the backrest though, so you get it up underneath. Now with the 2-inch lift at 5'10", I actually have to step a good ways. You can definitely tell that this has a lift to it. But once I'm in, plenty of room with the front seat set at my height, storage pockets, cup holders, and even air vents and some auxiliaries down below. It's a mid-sized truck. It's what you would expect for the backseat room. I have around 2 or 3 inches above my head though. The headliner actually goes back up, which is nice. We have the manual sliding rear glass and plenty of visibility. So it's very open feeling for this smaller size truck. Now the front door panel is just like the rear, same coloring of course, split design for the door panel, and then this even gets memory seating adjustments, all of the window and side mirror adjustments too. It's pretty cool to see the memory seating adjustments, power seats up front, same design with AT4 though on that inside lateral support. And it's just as easy to hop up into the front seats, where let's fire this up once we let this animation go. We have the all new infotainment and gauge cluster setup, which is neat to see. Now we have leather on the steering wheel. On this left side, cruise and even adaptive cruise control settings for this model. Right side, heated steering wheel, music and Bluetooth adjustments, and then the pages button here will go through the gauge cluster. Currently it's showing miles per hour. This is basically the calm screen, but then you have a few different settings. You can pull up the tach with some vitals on both sides. You can even go to the trip information now, when the vitals will change yet again. There's the music. The next one is off-roading settings. So you have pitch and roll, your transfer case, and your steering angle, and then we are back to more of the calm screen. On the back, volume and tuning adjustments, so that it still retains those controls, of course. Trailer braking system, dimmer switch for the gauges, and then some more of that brush trim surrounding the air vent. Bose audio up top, and then for the infotainment system, it is very easy to go through this system. It's a few inches smaller than in the Sierra, which is nice because we have a smaller interior, of course. For the home screen, you have various icons that you can go through: Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Air down mode will let the vehicle honk the horn when you've gone to your desired PSI, whether you're airing up or airing down, which is neat to see. There's also off-road pages, so you can scroll through these just to view all this information if you want to look at it, depending on what you're doing for the day. And then we also have some other controls and the camera system for that 360 view. You have a lot of different angles, just depending on what you're doing for the day. You can even look at your front or rear tires. So if there's any rocks or anything around, you can pull that up in full screen or have the top-down view. So it gives you a lot of visibility. There's shortcuts to your music, along with Google Maps, so you can get into the navigation, you can pair your phone, and then get into some various settings that you would like to adjust. Hill descent control and the rest of that information. Now underneath that, temperature dials. We have heated and ventilated seats. Your adjustments for where you'd like the air to go, fan speed, defrosters, and everything is laid out very, very nicely. 2 air vents underneath that. You can put all 4 windows down with the push of one button. I do wish you could put all 4 back up, but it's nice that you at least have that. There's the engine start stop, the hazards, lane keeping assist, and then even the auxiliaries, so you can power outlets like in the bed. There's some more auxiliaries underneath that, along with the wireless charging pad. And then to the left of the shifter, we have the 4-wheel drive settings and the various drive modes. So you get 4 different modes in this vehicle, and you can toggle between these, of course, just depending on what you are doing for the day. Check out our off-roading video in the Canyon to see how those driving modes work. Now for the shifter, reverse, of course, there's even drive and a low range, and then plus and minus, so you can shift if you need to yourself. E-brake is just behind that. 2 cup holders with a little bit of storage, just like you saw in back. And then for the glove box or the armrest, you have a little bit of storage down below, and then plenty of room in the glove box as well. There's the sunroof, like I mentioned earlier, with all those adjustments, dome lights, and some call buttons up top. And then a look at visibility from the driver's seat. It is very open feeling. So let's go ahead and get this AT4X out on the road. And with a mild acceleration, here we go. And just up to speed. Like I said, I was in the Canyon that we had for the week, really ripped on that as far as getting up at a much faster rate of speed. This is a quick vehicle for that turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. And a view from behind the wheel of this $50,000 mid-size GMC, very, very nice interior. Like I mentioned earlier, Very similar to the Sierra, just smaller for this smaller interior. I think everything works very well for it. And it would be a great daily driver. It's so comfortable and quiet. There's no road noise, wind noise. Everything on the inside is well put together. There is some plastic materials on the dash, on the top of the door there. However, across the board, 50 grand for the mid-size platform, you're going to see some materials like that here and there. But again, be sure to check out the other videos that we've made on the Canyon so far, as far as off-roading and our thoughts about what the truck was like living with it for 1 week. Today is a quick drive and review for this trim level, which is definitely something to consider for that price point. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Once again, huge shout out to Randy Marion GMC for providing this truck for me today. Check out their website, give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.